Hello, it's Cierra and I am doing week 5 of The Artist's Way. It's already Wednesday and I've made no footage of this week so far. I thought I would just do a quick little update on where I've been so far this week along the journey. This chapter is all about recovering a sense of possibility, which it gives you like a good feeling, like this sense of hope. Maybe I can have everything that I want. And I really enjoyed reading it. I was like highlighting all through the book, very much so. And I thought it was just like very much aligned with what I'm going through in my life right now. You really have to have a sense of anything is possible, or the impossible is possible. So it's really like perfect timing that this is coming up now. One thing she talks about in the book that I definitely do myself is limit my abundance by thinking that I'm asking for too much, or that what I want is not right for me, or that I'm not deserving in some kind of way. And this is really like spot on for me right now, because I'm trying to find an apartment when I don't have a job and in a city that I don't live in, and I have no like renter's history. It feels very much like the impossible is impossible. And so I'm having to have like a sense of hope and just like learn how to trust the universe to put me where I need to be, and trust that the universe will give me the abundance that I'm looking for. But it is very challenging. Like, I've been crying this morning because I'm like, oh, it's not gonna happen. But that is like the negative, pessimistic side of me. So I'm trying to lean into this book, lean into this week, and try to think that things are possible. One of my favorite quotes in the book from this week: we strive to be good, to be nice, to be helpful, to be unselfish. We want to be generous, of service of the world. But what we really want is to be left alone. When we can't get others to leave us alone, we eventually abandon ourselves. To others, we may look like we're there, we may act like we're there, but our true self has gone to ground. What's left is a shell of our whole self. And the idea is that this trap that you get in is you abandon yourself because you don't think like what you want is possible to have more. And other people maybe try to make you think that you don't deserve more as well. Limiting yourself is also self-destruction, which is what she talks about in the book. And I definitely think I have a tendency to do that. So I think this week was interesting for me to look at that and say, where am I placing this barrier that is not actually there? Where am I like chasing one thing, thinking that it's right for me, knowing that it's right for me, when the universe actually has a whole other plan? Yeah, I think I just realized that I am limiting myself, limiting my potential by only being, you know, open and available to one thing. I think it's really hard as somebody who is such a problem with control to not be open to every possibility. And I don't even really understand or know what being open means, so it's really a challenge. There were a lot of like little exercises within this chapter, which I really like, because I like the exercises. You don't think about what you're doing, you just answer it, and whatever comes out is obviously what's on your mind and what's true to you. One of the questions she wanted you to ask was, does your life serve you or only others? Are you self-destructive? My answer was, my life serves others. Even when I'm doing things to care for myself, I realize that I'm doing that so that I'm digestible and tolerable to other people. Nothing I do for myself comes from a place of self-love. It comes from somewhere performative. I'm always moving through life as if I'm being watched or judged, not for the love of life and what I can experience. I am self-destructive. I know when I should be doing something for me, or I know when I'm being performative, yet I still do it. Still let those thoughts live in my mind. And this is like the biggest whoa about myself, is that even when I'm caring for myself and doing things like brushing my teeth, you know, doing my hair or like makeup or whatever, it's always to appease others and not simply because I love myself and want to take care of myself. And so I'm really trying to reframe that mindset going forward. And when I do self-care things, like it's important for me to set an intention beforehand to say, this is for me, it's not for anybody else. This is because I love myself and I deserve care. I feel like for me, maybe I am limiting myself by thinking that none of this can happen in such a short amount of time, but it just seems so hard to unroot something that's been there for years in a week. Like that doesn't seem possible. And I know that defeats the purpose of this whole week. Like, I'm supposed to believe all the possibilities, but it's just really challenging. The first task of this week was to name reasons why you don't believe that God or the universe or the source is truly supportive of you. And for me, I took it to be God as in the God that most people believe in, like the religious God. And that's why I feel like I can't really connect to that God. I said because many people have asked God to support them or save them and it never happened. I've asked for help before and gone unanswered and unsupported. It's hard for me to believe in something that has given me like little to no proof of actually existing in the world. It's not tangible, so it's hard for me to believe that it is supportive. And I said it feels like I'm selfish, like thinking that God would support me but not others, and there's so many other people struggling in the world right now. Like, it's hard for me to believe that I can ask for abundance when there's so many people who don't have their basic needs met. Like, it makes me feel guilty, basically. And so I thought that was really interesting. But I think all of those things, that yes, they apply to like a religious God, but for me they also apply to the universe. Like, it's hard for me to believe in the universe and trust it and fully have faith that I can have absolutely everything that I want, because on the other side, it's like the universe has a plan already. So what I want might not even be what's in my plan, and like there's no guarantee of what could happen, of what will happen. The second task in the book was actually something that I've already done recently. She wanted you to start an image file just of images of things that you want to call into your life and like be possible for you. I actually did this not long ago. I made a Pinterest board for myself called Manifestations for the Universe, just to get an idea of what kind of life I want in the future, in the near future. And I started pinning a bunch of photos and things. So I've actually already done this, and I really feel like I'm going through the finding my flow of this book. These things come up in the book as they're coming up and showing up in my life. I'm starting to think less that it's a coincidence and more that this is the timing. This is why it's all happening. The third exercise, she wanted to list more imaginary lives. This was so hard for me because I already did 10. It was hard enough for me to think of those 10. Now to think of more, I just thought of random ones when I looked at my image file of my manifestations, like little things here and there that I'm like, oh, that's a possibility for a life that I could live. So I said puzzle company owner. I love puzzles. They're so relaxing to do, and really like my brain turns off and I really lock in when I do a puzzle, and I just love it. I said a restaurant or a cafe owner. I said an owner of an eyewear brand, like sunglasses and eyewear glasses. I love, that's probably one of my favorite accessories is sunglasses. I have like a decent amount of them, and I could definitely see myself like having a brand and designing eyewear. I said a crochet or knit artist. I don't know how to crochet or knit, but if I did, I would make so many clothes for myself, and that's actually something I really want to learn. Like making something like this, that's I want to be able to do that as a hobby. So maybe in an imaginary world, I would do that as a career as well. I said singer. I'm not a singer. I don't like to sing in front of people, but in an imaginary life, I'm a good singer, and I just travel around the world singing music. I actually heard on TikTok a while ago, like a revolutionary idea that this girl said was like, you can be bad at your job. There are people who are bad actors. There are people who are bad singers, and they're still super successful. Like, at least try to do something and try to be something and let yourself be bad at it. There are so many people that are so bad at things and yet they are still doing it. They're still successful and they're owning it. I mean, maybe they're not owning it. Maybe they think they're amazing, but like, don't count yourself out all the way just because you might not be the best. And I think that's really interesting. This week is going okay. I feel like my emotions are a roller coaster. Like, at one point I'm super excited, super happy, and then the next I'm like really low and just confused on why I feel like I'm like reversing on my path. But yeah, taking it day by day. We'll see where I end up. I have no idea what to do for my artist date this week. I have no idea when I'm gonna write my Substack article about this week, but I'm sure they will come to me like they always do. So yeah, see you whenever I decide to pick up my camera again. Clocking back in for week 5. It's now Friday. I've done all of the tasks for this week, so I'm just gonna go over the ones that I haven't talked about. I don't think I talked about number 4, which was if you had money and you were 20 years old, list all of the adventures that you would have. I said I would take a year off and backpack through Europe, Southeast Asia, and Central America. I definitely plan in the future, when I have the funds, to take a year off from whatever work I'm doing at the time to travel to those 3 areas. So that's definitely something I know I'm gonna do at some point in my life, but if I had money, I would have done this already. Next, I said buy a baby blue Mercedes-Benz convertible. That is my dream car, and when I visualize my future self, she's driving that car through like the English countryside. So I would have bought that car when I was younger and just kept it for a really long time. I would get piano lessons from a teacher, one-on-one. Again, this is something that I know I'm gonna do when I have the funds. It's just about getting those funds to be able to do that. But ideally, if I was 20 years old, I would have done it already and have been like playing piano for 7 years now. I've always wanted to do one of those classes like as an adult. I think it would be nice to like meet people through there, but also just learning a language. I started learning Spanish. I even went to Spanish school in Guatemala, and I stayed with a local family for like 2 weeks. I was on Duolingo for a while, and then they started using AI to like make their program, so I stopped using it. I haven't studied Spanish at all since then, and I really want to get back into it, but again, the money is a big factor here. The last one that I said was sign up for an improv class. I feel like it would be fun just to do it once and see how it would go, to practice my acting skills. Then number 5 also goes with number 4. If you were 60, list 5 adventures that you would do, or like postpone things you want to do when you are 60. Write a novel. Own a Cocker Spaniel, adopt one ideally. Instead of backpacking and traveling in that way, I would switch to traveling to go to different hotels all around the world. And the last thing I said I would do, which I'm currently working on now, I've been working on it, is building my own personal library and archive of books, music, film that I like, along with my journals and things. Like, that will be a collection of my life's work. Like, when I envision my forever home, there is a library with big photo albums filled with photos that I've taken over the course of my life with people in my life, places that I've traveled, a library full of books, a vinyl collection, a DVD collection, and like a little cinema room in my house. Like, I want to collect all of those things, and those will all be a reflection of me and my taste and how I've evolved over the years. So at 60, I hope I would have a considerable collection archive started. The next exercise was to list 10 ways that you're mean to yourself. I tell myself that I'm not special. Like, I'm kind of in between and teetering between, am I special and unique, and is this all happening for me, or am I just another human being in the universe and the universe does not care about me? Like, I really don't know. And it's not really supportive of me to believe the latter. You know, I should honor that I am unique and special, even though I might not be that to the universe. Like, I don't need to say that to myself. I said one of the biggest things, and what I've been thinking about a lot lately, is that I only care for myself out of service or to appease others. I said I doubt my capabilities. I think I just question like what my real potential is. I automatically assume people don't like me or don't want to talk to me in public. Like, if I see somebody, I'm like, oh, I should talk to them or something. I discount myself and I say no, like, they don't want to talk to you, why would they? And that's just like mean, and I don't need to say that to myself. Along with doing things for others, I said I know I should take better self-care of myself, but I don't, and that's a problem. I said another way I'm mean to myself is I'm always trying to change and be better instead of accepting who I am and just trying to grow into who I am. I try to completely get rid and banish certain things to replace them with something that in my head is better, but maybe it's not actually better. Never living in the moment, like, that is not a kind way to live. To always be either thinking about the past or stress about the future, that's not a nice way to live, and to like, that's not a comfortable, safe mind to be in, and it's not doing any favors to myself to be thinking in that way. I said never showing gratitude for myself. I think I've gotten better at this, but I do still feel like I discount all that I've been through. 8 and 9 kind of go together. Like, I discount all of the things that I've been through, and I also don't show gratitude for myself for getting through all of those things. I said I don't realize my beauty in the moment is always in retrospect. I actually made a TikTok about this the other day, like looking at old photos of myself. I think I'm so beautiful in them and gorgeous, but when I was in that moment when the photos were taken, I was so insecure with myself, and it's just not kind to always feel like a delayed sense of comfort or beauty in myself. Like, I want to be able to admire myself and feel confident and beautiful now, not in the future. I mean, in the future too, but for that moment, not always for the past. Always rushing myself. I rush through so many things unintentionally. Like, I don't even know where it comes from, this need to like go do things as fast as possible. And I also feel like I'm always running out of time. Like, I never have enough time to do something, and I don't know why. Like, I'm just very impatient and always in a rush with myself, and I want to take my time because life is not that serious. The next task was to list out 10 items that you would own but you don't yet. I just listed out a bunch of like material items really that I wanted for a while, but I don't have the money or the means to own them. Like, the first one on my list is this beautiful, I'll insert a photo of this green apple velvet sofa from Joybird. I saw this and I instantly fell in love. Like, when I have my own place, I probably won't have a couch for months and months and months because I'm going to save for this specific couch. And also just little things like clothes, like sneakers. I put a Fendi bag collection, like just little random things. Money is not blocking you from these things. You're blocking yourself from having them. But at the same time, it's like, how do I get these things without money? Like, in a capitalist society, I'm finding it hard to understand how to be limitless when there is a physical limit of money. You know, I can't steal these things. These things aren't going to get delivered to me by chance. Like, it's something I have to move towards, and I'm finding a disconnect from how you get from, okay, like, maybe one day I will own these, to like, anything is possible, I can have it now. I don't know if that's what she's like hoping, that mindset that I get to, but I'm finding it hard to get there. Task number 8 was to list out your favorite creative block. I said mine was social media because you can kind of live vicariously through other people. You don't have to do things yourself. It's safe, and it's addictive, which I know it's bad. I have limited my TikTok consumption. After last week of the total deprivation, I now put a screen time limit so I can only do 2 hours of TikTok a day, which sounds like a lot still, and it is, but it's significantly less than what I normally would do. In addition to that, I'm also just like trying to stay off of it in general, and it's working out pretty well for me. So yeah, I'm trying to get away from that creative block and just move into something else, but I just end up kind of dilly-dallying on something else, wasting my time doing something else. So it's really hard to get focused. The last two tasks I won't go over because I wrote about them in my Pages book, but she wanted you to write about the payoff for staying blocked and the person that you blame for being blocked. I wrote about them in my Pages. She says not to look at your pages again, so I haven't been. So I'm not gonna go over these because she says not to read them. I don't know if you can read them in week 5 or she wants you to go over them again or just remember, but I honestly write things down and it completely leaves my mind. Like, that's the best part about Pages and writing every day, is you can dump it all out and then dump it out of here, and you don't have to think about it again. So yeah, week 5 is over. I'm gonna do like an at-home artist date today, and I'm gonna listen to like a whole album in full and write myself a letter to like myself in 10 years from now. Because I don't feel like spending money. Again, I really need to work on my relationship with money. I think that's something that's affecting me moving forward in my life. But that's for another time. Right now, I'm just in the moment. I'm not spending money. I'm still looking for an apartment. I'm still hunting on Facebook every single day, looking at Craigslist every now and again. It is such a competitive market. Like, I was emailing a real estate agent and it fell through, of course. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Substack. I write essays every single week. See you for week 6.